Welcome. We are happy to prepare you for the next phase of your EdD program at Purdue Global. And the goal here is to equip you with the knowledge, strategies, and resources you'll need as you transition into one of the most challenging yet rewarding phases of your doctoral journey, the applied research project and paper. You will learn key strategies for managing your time effectively, maintaining robust organization, navigating the critical feedback process, and ultimately setting yourselves up for success. We hope to empower you to approach this phase with confidence and a clear plan. Before we dive into the how-tos of research, let's briefly revisit the foundational elements of program expectations and professional conduct. As you embark on your research and writing, it's absolutely paramount that you operate with the highest standards of professionalism and ethical integrity. Remember the overall structure of the applied research project process. Familiarize yourself with the key milestones and the anticipated timelines. Your handbook remains your go-to guide for these specifics. Your interactions with faculty, administration, research project coordinators, and any research participants will shape your journey. This means timely responses to email, preparing thoughtfully for meetings, and maintaining a respectful and academic tone, even when discussing challenging feedback or decisions. Ethical research practices are non-negotiable. Ensure you are thoroughly familiar with all guidelines and policies regarding academic integrity, responsible conduct of research, the Institutional Review Board protocols before you begin any data collection involving human subjects, and proper data management and storage. Remember, you cannot begin data collection until you have the official Institutional Review Board approval from Purdue Global. Also remember that plagiarism, use of AI to generate content, fabrication of data, or any breach of ethical conduct can have severe consequences. Your applied research project paper is your opportunity to make a contribution to the field. This requires rigorous methodology, critical analysis, and a deep engagement with existing research. We expect your work to reflect this culmination of your doctoral journey. Upholding these standards not only ensures the integrity of your own work, but also reflects positively on you as a scholar and on the Purdue community. One of the most frequently cited challenges in doctoral studies is what some call undisciplined time management. A doctorate is a marathon, not a sprint, and without a disciplined approach to your time, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or fall behind. The sheer scale of the applied research project can be daunting. The key is to break it down into smaller, more manageable tasks. So instead of write project paper, think draft a section of the literature review or analyze first set of interview data. This makes the work feel less intimidating and allows for a sense of accomplishment along the way. Effective time management is critical. Don't just find time, make time. Use tools like Google Calendar to block out dedicated research sessions as if they were non-negotiable appointments. Protect this time fiercely. Explore other task management tools. These can help you visualize your project, break down tasks, set deadlines, and track progress. For instance, you could have a board with columns in to do, one for in progress, and one for completed for each chapter. Consider techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you can work in focused time intervals with short breaks in between. This can help maintain your concentration and prevent burnout. Also, set SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of work on chapter 1, a SMART goal would be draft the introduction to chapter 1 by Friday, focusing on outlining the research problem. You will have competing demands on your time during this phase of your program, so it's essential to prioritize your research activities. This might mean saying no to other commitments occasionally. Identify what triggers your procrastination. Is it fear of failure, perfectionism, feeling overwhelmed? Acknowledge these triggers and develop strategies to combat them. Sometimes just starting with a very small task can build momentum. Paradoxically, scheduling breaks and time for self-care can make you more productive. So step away from your work regularly to recharge. Remember, consistent, focused effort over time is what leads to a completed doctorate. It's about sustainable progress. Alongside time management, a lack of organization and focus can derail even the most dedicated students. Doctoral research involves managing a vast amount of information: articles, books, data, notes, drafts. So, without robust systems, you can easily get lost, lose critical information, or lose sight of your central argument. So, consider a reference management software. These tools can be great for organizing your sources, and also make sure you develop a system for notes. Whether you prefer digital tools or traditional methods like notebooks, be consistent. The goal is to be able to easily retrieve information when you need it. Your research question is like your North Star, so write it down and keep it visible. Before you dive into a new article or a new line of inquiry, ask yourself, how does this directly relate to answering my research question? This is your primary defense against scope creep, which is the tendency for a project to expand beyond its original objectives. So regularly reflect on your focus and ensure you're staying on track. Create a logical folder structure for your related digital files. So make sure you back up your work in multiple locations, because imagine the nightmare of losing months of work. So make sure you take steps to prevent it. Staying organized isn't just about being tidy. It's about creating an environment where you can think clearly, work efficiently, and build your argument coherently. The relationship with faculty and RPCs is one of the most critical components of your doctoral journey. Navigating their feedback and expectations effectively is key to your progress. At each stage in the program, your faculty member in your course is your primary guide. You'll work most closely with them each term, and they'll provide the most frequent and detailed feedback. Your RPC offers broader expertise and will be more involved at key milestones. Receiving feedback constructively can be challenging, especially when you've poured your heart and soul into your work. So remember to listen actively during feedback sessions. Don't interrupt or become defensive. Take thorough notes. Ask clarifying questions if you don't understand a comment. Remember, feedback is about your work, not about you personally. It's intended to strengthen your research and your scholarly abilities. So try to see it as a gift from these experts in the field. Be prepared for critique. Your committee's job is to push you to produce the best possible work. Also, after receiving feedback, take time to process it. Take time to separate the emotion from it and recognize what it is meant to do. Consider creating a feedback matrix or log. List each comment, how you plan to address it, or why you might disagree with justification, and where in the document the revision can be found. This demonstrates you are engaging thoroughly with the input you're receiving. Remember, the doctoral writing process is inherently iterative. You will write multiple drafts. Revisions are not a sign of failure. They are normal and essential as part of scholarly work to demonstrate growth in a doctoral program. So expect to revise, and revise again. The doctoral writing process will also result in different feedback styles from faculty and from research project coordinators. Some are direct, some may be more Socratic. Try to understand their individual approaches and the value that each perspective brings. Effective communication and a willingness to engage with your feedback as a learning opportunity will make this process more smoother and more productive. It's a collaboration aimed at your success. We hope your doctoral journey is smooth. However, it is realistic to acknowledge that challenges or concerns can sometimes arise. These might relate to your research direction, working relationships, timelines, or other issues. It's important to know how to address these professionally and effectively. In most instances, the first step is to have an open, honest, and respectful conversation with your instructor. Many issues can be resolved through clear communication. Prepare for this conversation, outline your concerns calmly, and be open to their perspective. If issues cannot be resolved directly with your instructor, you need to be aware of the formal channels for addressing them. This typically involves contacting your academic advisor and submitting a concern. The key is to be proactive. If something feels wrong, or if you're encountering some significant roadblocks, don't let it fester. Seek advice and address it through the appropriate channels. We want to see you succeed, and that includes helping you navigate difficulties. We want to emphasize the concept of intentional success. Completing a doctorate rarely happens by accident. It requires a conscious, proactive, and strategic approach from day one of the research writing phase. So don't just react to deadlines or problems as they arise. Anticipate challenges, plan your work, set your own goals, and take charge of your research agenda. This intentionally puts you in the driver's seat. This journey can be isolating at times, so it is important to cultivate and maintain your support networks. Connect positively with your peers. Sharing success can be incredibly valuable. Um, Let your network know what you're going through, how they can support you, and look for mentors both within and without the program. We've talked a lot about organization and communication, so revisit these principles daily because consistent effort staying organized and maintaining clear, regular communication will prevent many problems from developing. Acknowledge and celebrate your progress along the way. All milestones are worth recognizing, and this helps maintain motivation and combats feelings of being overwhelmed. Periodically step back and assess, how am I doing? Am I on track with my goals? What's working well? What challenges am I facing? And what resources or support do I need? And adjust your strategies as you need. Your success in the research phase is directly correlated with your intentionality. By being proactive, organized, communicative, and nurturing your support systems, you're going to actively engineer your path to completion. We've covered a lot of ground today, from time management and organization to navigating faculty feedback and addressing concerns. Before we conclude, please remember that you are not alone in this process. Purdue Global offers a wealth of resources specifically designed to support you. The Writing Center will review mechanics and APA. PG librarians are an invaluable resource. They can help with literature searches, navigating complex databases, and more. Don't hesitate to seek guidance from professors. The applied research project paper is a demanding process, so prioritize your mental health and well-being. Remember that Purdue Global does have services to offer confidential counseling, stress management resources, and support. We are truly invested in your success, so please make full use of these resources, and we wish you the very best as you embark on your research.